The Book of Job as an Allegory, or the Book of Job chapters 1 and 2 as an allegory. I believe that if one deals with the Book of Job on a literal level, that is, treating it as a conventional drama and dialogue occurring among many different persons, Yahweh, Satan, Job, etc., one will miss its allegorical meaning. The allegorical interpretation should be based on a realization that the whole thing symbolizes something within an individual believer. Who are Yahweh, Satan, Job, Elihu, and all the others, or are they biblical symbols of different factors within an individual believer's consciousness? Yahweh, the indwelling Lord, the spiritual law of our being. Satan, the adversary, the human tendency towards self-will, the existing possibility of sin. He represents the as yet unilluminated negative violent aspect existing in human nature, which is called sin or sin in the flesh. Yahweh is an aspect or a principle in the individual believer. Satan is also an aspect or a principle in the individual believer. Job is in the individual believer as well as an aspect or a principle. A believer has relative freedom of choice in most aspects of his nature, from his highest level, Yahweh, to his lowest, Satan, and all that is in between, Job. If an individual chooses to let his lower nature prevail, he can do so. Satan has permission to act. This is part of our free will. If you want to be angry, resentful, who is to stop you? Even though you will suffer for it, be afflicted. Satan, your own negative attitude, has permission to afflict. It should come as no surprise that Satan in us, that is, our sinful nature, takes advantage of this freedom, and Job is afflicted. But Job is us. We all, each one of us individually, use this freedom of choice to indulge our own negative tendencies. Who can deny this? How are we to interpret in the text the conversation between Yahweh and Satan? Thou, Satan, movest me, Yahweh, against him, Job, to destroy him without cause. This statement symbolizes the interplay of good and evil in the life of a believer who follows after the carnal mind, or someone who lives according to the flesh. No one who lives after the flesh without turning his faith towards the gospel can understand why he should suffer or be overtaken by misfortune when he is doing his best to live an upright, wholesome, rewarding life.